In this video, I'm going to show you how to get started on LinkedIn. I know, it's like, where do you begin? Well, I'm going to show you. On this channel, I talk a lot about LinkedIn, Instagram, personal branding, and other social media platforms. A lot of practical advice to look good online. If those topics interest you, I'd love for you to stick around. Consider subscribing and hit that bell to be notified when I post next. Now, I'm going to hop over to my computer, share my screen, and show you how to get started on LinkedIn. So I've jumped over to my computer now. I'm going to show you how to get started. In fact, the first thing I want you to do doesn't even involve LinkedIn directly. I think the first thing you should do is actually update your resume. Maybe you've got that saved in a document version like Microsoft Word. I myself don't have a resume. Everything, about my work is directly on LinkedIn. But if you have a resume, this is the time to update it even before starting to worry about LinkedIn. I think it's easier to actually work directly from your resume copy, make sure that's updated, and then you can very simply start to transfer over that information in likely this section down here called Experience. That's an easy place to start. Okay, so that's step number one, is updating your resume, and then start to update your profile. Step number two, I would adjust your privacy settings. Okay, this is what they look like, and I'll show you how I got there. So literally just click this Me icon up here, and you're going to want to go to Settings and Privacy. Here, you're going to see a whole bunch of settings, and I mean a whole bunch of things. Likely start up here at the top. If your LinkedIn profile is brand new, you're just getting started, maybe you don't want everyone to see this right away, particularly while you're working on it, you can adjust that by clicking this, Edit Your Public Profile. Obviously, I have mine turned on, but if you want to toggle that off, as well as details about what people see, all of that is listed here very clearly. So just spend some time going through those settings, and that should make you feel confident in what people can see, particularly while you're working on it. The third thing is adding your information. So if I go back to my profile, I'm going to click back here. Before privacy settings, I'm going to pull up my profile, and we talked a little bit about updating the experience section, which most, mimics what a traditional resume looks like, but there's multiple sections here that you're going to want to add in some information. So you've got your headline right here. You've got your profile photos. This one, obviously, with some graphic design elements I worked on in Canva. Here you've got your summary or your about section, right? You want to keep this punchy, but ideally pretty short. And you've got your featured section. So here you can put one link, you could put multiple links. It's totally up to you. You want to add your information and don't skip over any sections. So education, skills, and endorsements, right? These are given to you by other people, but you're able to actually pin 3 up at the top, just like that. And then requesting recommendations from people is super important, something that people forget about. So in addition to adding your information, which you can see here, I also recommend then optimizing your profile. This video is not going to go into as much detail on optimizing your profile, but I will link to a few that are focused on this topic at the end of this tutorial. Finally, for any unanswered questions, I recommend visiting LinkedIn's own Getting Started guide if you haven't yet. I've linked to that guide by LinkedIn down below in the description. You might find this useful. And if you've got any other lingering questions, why not paste those in the comments below? I keep an eye on those personally. And if you're interested in connecting with me on LinkedIn, go for it. I've pasted the link in the description as well. Finally, another resource, my LinkedIn Tips for Beginners PDF. This freebie really is helpful if you're updating your profile and looking to develop a strategy to improve your efforts on LinkedIn. That's going to be linked below as well. Now, we've talked about how to get started. Next, I'm going to link through to a video called LinkedIn Tips for Beginners, and I think you're going to love this video, which explains how to navigate this platform in just a few minutes. I'm Phil Pallen. Thanks for watching, and that video is coming up next.